Performative to personal, how the evolution of film has affected the art of acting. Film has changed drastically from when it was first introduced, showcasing the incredible talent of many and the value of failures from others, and acting has changed alongside it. Although acting has existed for much longer, one cannot argue the immense impact that movie making has had upon it. Film has transformed the art of acting by introducing a new creative outlet, allowing a deeper level of intimacy within performance. The beginning of acting. Acting has been a part of society since the beginning of time. It was an outlet of creativity, a form of entertainment, a tool for worship, and so much more. The first recognized actor was Thespis, who performed during ancient Greek times, around 524 BC. In 16th century Italy, stage productions were born. Actors utilized eccentric movements, vivid expressions, and dramatic performances to bring stories to life. They were very exaggerated, but they often used symbolism to illustrate more pertinent ideologies prevalent to the time period. William Shakespeare transformed the art of storytelling. He used satire, comedy, tragedy, and a lot of different tools to discuss the profound themes that we still question and talk about today. He demonstrated his understanding that performance is just a reflection in which society can look at itself within his quote, "All the world's a stage and the men and women merely players in it," in the show As You Like It. Acting primarily revolved around extreme facial expressions and overemphasized actions. The creation of film. Thomas Edison invented the kinescope. This device allowed one person at a time to view short motion pictures created by a film strip. It was also the first device to have public viewings. The Lumiere brothers then invented the cinematograph, which was a camera, projector, and film printer all at once. This, instead of allowing one person, allowed many people to watch the same movie together for the first time ever. Although many other inventions and creations came, films remained solely silent. Silent films demanded acting that relied heavily on exaggerated behavior so that they may communicate complex storylines without words. An example of this is Charlie Chaplin, who was very over-the-top and extreme in all of his actions so that he could communicate the comedy within the film without using words. The introduction of feature films allowed the development, however, of complex characters. These characters meant people could relate to them more and were more personal, a little similar to what we see today in media, or at least getting closer. The introduction of sound. William Dixon invented the kinetophone, which combined Edison's kinetograph and phonograph, and gave him the ability to simultaneously record video and sound. Lee DeForest invented phonofilm, another sound-on-film machine, and he made more than 1,000 synchronized short films. Western Electric invented the Vitaphone, another similar device which would record sound and video at the same time, and like the others, even though it was popular, he was rejected by most companies, until Warner Brothers, a small company at the time, bought the systems and the right to use it. These new developments and Warner Brothers' involvement made talkies, or movies with words, even more popular, and other companies began desiring to invest in them. Some really fundamental films within this time are The Jazz Singer, which was the first feature-length film with dialogue, and The Lights of New York, the first film to incorporate dialogue throughout the entire length of the movie. Sound and film required a new skill set for actors that uprooted many of their careers. Some transitioned smoothly, while others didn't, like Vilma Banki, who was very popular within silent films but had a very strong Hungarian accent, so it made it a lot harder for her to get jobs within talkies. This introduced new variables and expanded the possibilities of what people could create. The Golden Age. Although talkies invented a more natural form of acting, acting remained unnatural. Most actors still had a theatrical background or training, which required them to have the skills to project to a large audience, so that's the skill set they were using, even though on film it is a lot more intimate. Many were used to the tactics also used in silent films, which required more movements and exaggerated actions. Natural performance were also not what audience expected. Film was still a business, so they relied heavily upon what people wanted. And then there was also an extreme level of censorship, so it made new concepts difficult, and people a lot of times were just doing a lot of the same things. Throughout this time, though, film remained influential. Despite the unrealistic aspect common in film, people were still able to communicate new themes and concepts. And this is a fundamental part of movie making we find today. Modern movies. Film has continued to become more advanced. Recording quality, cinematography, CGI, visual effects, sound design, lighting design, editing software, and I can go on and on and on. There are a vast number of genres and outlets for creativity. People can create all sorts of different films, and they do. There's so many genres, it also allows the audiences and consumers to choose from these genres and pick what they like. Most of us have preferences on what genres and types of movies we tend to look for. We have our favorite actors, and that's something that we're able to do now. Acting has also changed as a result. It's much less performative and much more personal. Actors have learned how to use the intimate space within film to develop a relationship with the audience. Realistic emotions are the goal, and they want to create characters that people can relate to. People's expectations have also changed. They enjoy seeing far from perfect characters and enjoy relating with these characters. They appreciate the raw and real performances within film and don't want just the glitz and glam. Biblical application. We as Christians have been given the Great Commission, which is a command to go and make disciples of all nations, as outlined in Matthew 28, verses 19 through 20. Movies hold a significant impact on people's lives, influencing actions and decisions. So this is just another tool in which Christians can share the gospel. Christian actors can also use the platforms they develop through film to share the good news and speak about the wonders of Jesus. Because they appear on screen, audiences often feel most connected to them, even if they've never met them personally. That's one of the main reasons why I want to become an actor, is I want to use any platform that I may develop so that I can share the love of Jesus. It's also important for people within these fields to remember to share the love of God through actions. Love each other as I, or Jesus, have loved you. John 15:12. Actions often speak louder than words, and people don't want to talk about the deep things if they don't have a relationship with you. So it's important to develop a relationship and show kindness even if you're in an area that people won't directly let you share the gospel. Always share him through your actions and love each other, no matter what. What's next? Film has evolved an amount that would have once seemed unimaginable, and this has drastically affected the art of acting. It's shaped acting into a relational craft focusing on relating to the audience. Performance is a mirror in which society can look at itself. It's a powerful medium that is not ignored in culture and is a tool that we can use as Christians to share the gospel. It's almost impossible to know what the future of filmmaking and acting will look like with all of the growth we've experienced, like the introduction of AI, the growth of independent filmmaking, and the advancement of virtual production. Despite the technological advances, however, people will continue to say the same. Heartache, joy, grief, and anger will always exist. So the real question is, how will actors continue to portray these emotions as the technology around them changes? Thank you so much for watching. Here are the references I used within this project, and I hope you enjoyed learning about this as much as I did.